So, Andy motherfucking Elliott in the house.
That's our boy.
Yeah.
Brad's a little jacked up today. He likes being around the team.
Look at that smile.
Well, at the end of the day,
He's either getting richer or he's getting more handsome. I think both.
well,
Could be both.
Getting richer does make you more handsome.
That is true.
That's a bomb.
Okay. That's a bomb, baby! Right out the gate!
That's a bomb.
Hey, but the reason why I'm excited you guys are here is because, listen, I got a lot of people that listen to this. They have companies, right?
Yep.
They don't listen to it for shits and giggles. They're listening to it so they can pick up badass little techniques. And I don't see anybody out on the marketplace today, as far as a training organization goes, that fucking holds a candle to the group I got right here on stage.
Yeah. Well, Brad, one of the things I want to say to that is that, look, if anybody's out there right now when they're winning, they have a team, all right? Look, a team can't be beat, and I always said this even in your last podcast, an individual can be beat, okay? The person with the team is unstoppable. The question is, how real is the team? How much heart does the team have? How much passion does the team have? How much do they believe in the product that the company's even selling? If you look in the eyes of all my, and I'll call them killers, like the Wolf on Wall Street, the guy that showed us that a sales team could do anything, the guy that set the example for guys like me and you, these guys right here, they want to win. They don't do it for money.
Hey, is Belfort your mentor?
Belfort, I think, is everybody's mentor. If you don't study and watch Belfort, you're crazy, because the guy come from nothing. The guy believed in himself, and he got others to believe and follow him. And guess what he made people do? He made people feel special and important. And I truly believe that. Look, man, a lot of people out there, what they're doing, let me go to the opposite here. If you watch Belfort, he hired a bunch of people that weren't that great, and he made them great.
Yep.
He's a sales trainer.
Brad, is that
He's
a bomb?
a great leader. Listen. He asks, is that the bomb? Hold on. Remember, only Brad gets to call the bomb.
Yeah, I determine what the bombs are, son.
You got to watch the Twins. But I want to say something to you, Brad.
I'm just right now just trying to see if I agree with all this. Now, again, from a sales perspective, I do. But from a, like, didn't he like narc on a bunch of people?
So at the end of the day, who he was and who he became, I don't have any part of that. What I did is that I watched the movie, okay? I just watched the movie. I've never hung out with the guy. I watched the movie, and I watched that the young lady sitting in the audience that literally had her car repoed, and she had a baby, right? And she didn't have any money. He made her believe in herself, and she became somebody great, and she was one of the top achievers in the company. If you look at all my men right here, my women, obviously my wife, here's what I'll tell you, is that I think right now, Brad, how many times do you see people that go and that hire the best, but the best don't care about their company? Whatever happened to making great badasses, right? All these people were made, they were created, just like I was, and so were you.
I was just testing you.
Okay.
Because, like, if you want me to call him and let you chat with him for a minute.
Call him, get his ass on the call. Let's go. Tell him we love him.
Again, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be one of those dudes that call just to prove that I know somebody.
Call him.
And I hate when they do that to me.
Call him. We love him. Hey, call him. Tell him we love him.
I got
Tell
buddies that call
difference.
FaceTime. I know when it's FaceTime, they're wanting to fucking prove something. So I say, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, and fucking some dude sitting there going, dude, I listen to you dropping bombs. So that's what I'm about to do to Jordan right now.
Let's go. Let's do it. And listen, that guy changed the lives of a lot of people just like you did. Even if he made some mistakes.
Hey, he's a badass, dude. And not only that, but what he is good at. Forget what he did. Again, if he went to prison, in my opinion,
who cares,
he paid
man?
His fucking dues.
Dude, listen to me.
But what he did do, dude, is he got a lot of fucking people riled up, and he made a lot of people a lot of money. But there's some people out there going to say, well, he cost a lot of people a lot of money too, and you're glamorizing it. Well, I know you. All you're glamorizing is the fact that he fucking made people fire-breathing dragons, and for some reason, you got the same ability.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. Hey, that guy gave everything he had, and he made some bad choices. Let the person that had made a bad choice throw the first stone at Jordan.
That's a bomb.
Done, baby.
That's a bomb.
That's a fucking bomb. Woo! Let's go, baby. Because listen, I'm going to tell you this. Dropping bombs was you right here teaching people that were nothing that they could be something. That's it. I was a guy that sat on a team that one day wanted to have a team. And guess what? Guys like you, guys like Jordan, guys like that went out there and showed us that could be built, inspired it all in all of us, which it was crazy. But crazy things can happen. But you got to believe truly in your heart that you're going to do this, and you got to hire people that truly believe. Look at these warriors. Every one of their eyes, Brad, look at them. All these people, let me say one word. Hey, Brad, and I want you to do one thing, and I want you to call Jordan Belfort, but I want you to know this.
I don't know. I ain't going to call him. I don't know.
We could call him, but listen.
All I can say is, dude, there's a dude here that fucking loves your ass.
Hey, we love his ass. Get him on. Let's give him a big kiss, man. Let's give him a big kiss. Let's FaceTime him. If he answers, cool. If he doesn't, we'll keep going. Let the show go on. But I want to say something. And why you're doing that is that, Brad, you've created a lot of legends out there just like all of us. We've watched your content for a long time, and you become a legend in our mind. And you maybe think, man, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not nobody. No, you had the balls to reach down, grab your sack, and take a risk. And it taught us to take risks. And that right there, that should be a bomb for Brad Lee. I'm dropping that bomb. Let's go, baby. That was good. All right.
Here's my question. So once upon a time, there was just Andy Elliott and your lovely wife, Jacqueline.
Yeah, she's amazing.
But there was just you guys. There wasn't all these freaking bandits running around, you know. Huh? Yeah. So at some point you had to say, okay, I'm going to do this, and then start. Right? Everyone has that. Where'd you start?
Well, again, I'll go back to the courage.
Who was the first one here at all you?
Sean Pollard, right here.
And then there was another one that came, and then another one.
You got the twins, right?
Yeah. So it doesn't just all of a sudden you go, hey, dude, I want to build a team, and there's a bunch of fucking passionate dudes hanging around, running up mountains with you. And, yeah. Well, that's what I want to get to.
Came in at first, and they couldn't hang with the pride. The pride and ego killed them. They couldn't hang with the desire and drive that Andy had. They wanted to do it their way, and we broke them, and they quit. And then we had the twins.
Listen,
see, here's what most business owners don't do, dude. They don't have a process where when someone breaks off because they can't hang, it's okay. They act like if that person leaves, our business is over.
No ways. Sometimes the best thing you can ever do is get rid of a top employee that shows everybody how great they are and don't contribute to the company and the team. Look, I'm going to explain this to you. My highest rev earners right here, right? They work like they're the lowest rev earners. We go back to zero every day, Brad. We stay at zero. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, $1,000,000,000,000 houses, money in the bank, don't care. I could have a $500,000 watch on my hand right here. You know what it says? Alpha Warrior. You know why? This watch right here means more to me than anything else. It's my identity. It's who I am. And I think there's a lot of fake ass people out there right now getting on Instagram trying to be cool like they made it. Hey, why don't you be real? Why don't you have real grit, real grind, real passion? When I hear you speak, you copied that shit from someone else and you're trying to share it. There's no passion behind your words. You don't freaking believe. And that's why nobody believes in you and your company will die.
That's a bomb.
That's a bomb.
Another bomb.
That's a bomb, baby. Listen, hey, but I want to do something though real quick, Brad. Just in the middle of the interview, I want to do something real quick because I got something for you. Where's it at? Right here. And this is important to me. And you know, I didn't tell you, but we just wrote a book, right? Let me show it to you. When you see the cover, you're going to get a little bit tripped out. Oh, it's called The Book of Deadly Scripts. Let me explain this to you. Anybody in any sales organization right now, either somebody's selling something, they're looking for something to sell, or they're training to get better. Our goal as leaders is to kill all non-income producing activities. All. If they come to work and they work for you and you're the leader, they're your responsibility. Their family trusts you to lead them. I get on the front line with my people every single day, and I'm going to tell you this. I'll make the calls. I'll do anything it takes. Why? Because I'm no better than them. And guess what? We're going to go into war every day. We're going to go to battle every day. And guess what? We'll take a bullet for one another. What about you guys? Now, let me ask you this. If your company isn't growing at the pace that you want it to grow at, it's not advertising budget. It's the people inside of the company. You know we don't even advertising, and we're growing at light speed paces.
That's a bomb.
Hey, let me share something with you, though, Brad. This book, I won't tell you how many we've sold, but it's in the thousands, and we've done it in a matter of a week. It's crazy. Salespeople right now, I wrote the scripts. I showed them where to find the list, how to pick up the phone, that little piece of plastic everybody has, and literally make the phone calls. I teach them what to say, how to say it, and if it doesn't work, if the rebuttals come in, I teach them the objections, exactly how to handle it. It's all in this book, and they can keep it in front of them to make the calls, but we haven't mailed out a single book yet. You know why?
Why?
Because I saved this for you to get the first book. I want to give it to you right here. Come here, Brad. Come on, guys. Brad, guys, let's give this to Brad. And by the way, Brad, guys, Can we also tell Brad what else we got for him right here today? Guys, show Brad what we got for him. Let's go, guys. Let's show Brad some love. Again. Bradley. Woo! Guys, damn, I love me some Bradley. Come on, Brad. We love you. All right. Let's get a mic back up.
That was awesome. I've always wanted to do that.
We love Bradley.
Butt cheek. That was good.
Brad, welcome to the initiation of the family. You are family to us.
Hey.
Marty, if we need to get him adjusted, come on over.
I'm good.
Brad,
told
sorry
you to wear
about
a helmet,
that. Listen
Brad,
to
we
me.
know.
Don't like being touched at all, does he?
You've made a big difference in our guy's life.
100%.
So the first edited proof copy that we got before we distributed any of them or mailed them out, I wanted to give you the very first one. That book is going to change the way training is. And I'm just going to say this, it ain't a pitch, but if somebody wants the book, I don't have it on my website for sale. They just text. They know the number, the 918-210-0254. They text that. We'll get them a copy.
Say it one more time.
918. Put it on the screen. 918-210-0254. That book, it's made for automotive sales pros. But if you sell anything, you change 5% of the words, it's over. That book will make you $1 million. But you got to be willing to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel like the book's going to make you $1 million. Because nothing's going to work if you don't think it's going to work. But if you have that book, you're dangerous.
Yep.
So it's deadly. So I wanted to give you the first copy. We love you. Thank you. We can continue now. It's your show.
I'll memorize them all.
Thank you, buddy. I know you will. Trust me, you're going to love the book. It's dangerous. That's why we called it Deadly Sell Scripts, because they're deadly. We make you sign a waiver before you get the book. Yeah.
Just from the danger involved.
From all the danger and the money. We don't want you to get in trouble financially by spending too much money in the wrong places. So we got to have you sign a waiver.
Well, you just need to make volume 2 and get rid of that.
Done. Whatever you want to do, it's done. We're going to make as many volumes as you want.
Just get rid of automotive.
Well, the deal is that, Brad, so we've dominated the automotive space and we're continuing to do it. And I have a loyalty to automotive people. I'm going to explain this, that there are people, we love them. You're an automotive guy, whether you're an entrepreneur today, but you started as an automotive guy.
100%.
Here's my goal. I will always be there for our automotive guys because I understand exactly what it takes to win and they can destroy everybody overnight. Now, as we shift into entrepreneurs, that book, 95% of that is wrote for entrepreneurs. But my very first book.
Well, technically, car salesmen are entrepreneurs.
Hell yeah, they are. Well said.
All
Good job.
I say is
Business professionals.
They're intrapreneurs.
Yep.
They're just doing it inside a business.
That's it. Yeah.
When I first got a job selling cars, dude, I walked in and I had a pen and a kick-ass suit. I just came from fucking with forest fires. It was like hard labor, dirty. I walked in, I'm in a suit looking all badass. I got a pen. I see all these fucking cars on the lot and I'm sitting here going, dude, this is my business. This guy's paying for the cars to be here, the gas to be here, the receptionist, the lights, the lot, but it was my fucking lot.
That's it.
And it's like I was instantly in business just getting a job there. And now all this was my inventory. Like, dude, that's an awesome opportunity. I recommend everybody go into the car business for a year or two just to get the boot camp, the
thick skin,
freaking basic experience of life.
Yeah, totally, man. Because number one,
you guys all sell cars or no?
Yeah, 100% of them did sell cars, and they were the top achievers in their company selling cars. They destroyed it. And
dude, how do car dealerships allow you to come into their organization knowing full well that half their team's going to want to leave with yours?
Well, so number one, that's a great question, and I want to say something. Just by the way, my guys, and I want you to try something here real quick, Brad. And you may not believe me because this is a little tough, okay? But my guys, before we go into other people talking about recruiting their people or their people wanting to come into you, my guys are unrecruitable. 100%. You know what that means, Brad?
You want to make sure your team is.
I want managers and leaders to understand that their people keep leaving because they're not managers. They're not leaders. They're managers. They're not inspiring. They're not motivated. They're not leading in any way, shape, or form. But what we do when we go into a store, first of all, we explain to everybody that this is the best opportunity they ever had. We respect their management staff. We brainwash them that they're in the best store in the history of time, and we make them fall back in love with their store or fall in love for the first time. But guess what? When we leave, what we do is whatever we touch becomes infected with nothing but greatness. And by the way, it lasts for a long time. And if they'll stick on the training on light speed, which you have, which has allowed us to grow at light speed, guess what? We are going to change the way selling has been done forever. Something that you said is you said average. You want to change average for salespeople. We're doing it, but you can't do it by yourself. You're going to need a team. We're your team, Brad. We're your team.
All right.
We're the Elliott Group.
Hell of a
We
team.
work for Brad
This
Lee.
is my team, folks.
Hey,
Your team.
that's
Let's
it,
go,
baby. Hey, and by the way, what I'm saying by that is
I like
if
it.
somebody,
I like it because I don't even have to pay my team.
there you go. Hey, shit, we pay you.
Dude, that's a damn good team
That's
member.
a great team. But
Hey.
you know what, Brad? You contribute more to us than the money that we give you.
Well, if you like that, just wait because I haven't even started yet.
Good.
FY, that's a bomb.
That's a bomb. That's a
That's a
bomb,
bomb.
baby. That's a bomb.
That's exciting.
But I want to say this. We would never recruit anybody. Our job is to inspire and motivate and give the people the courage that they need to actually train. Because in the automotive space, unlike real estate, insurance, anything else, if you're an insurance agent and you're training right now, you get the badge of honor. They're like, oh my God, you went to a training event. You are an entrepreneur. Sales guy spends thousands of dollars or even a couple hundred on himself. They're like, dude, I could have taught you that. Why'd you spend money on yourself? Here's my point. We're changing that in the automotive space. We've already changed it. We've got warriors built all around the world. But as we go now into other spaces, this podcast, not to get distracted, is about how to build a team. And I'm going to explain this to you, Brad. It all starts at the head. So anybody watching this right now that wants a team, your people will not work for you and they will be recruitable forever until they believe in your mission and they see where they fit in your company.
Is that why it's
forever.
important to blow the ones out that don't?
Well, the deal is that blowing the ones out that don't, we probably hired the wrong people in the beginning. And I want to say something. He said this in the beginning, Brad. The 2 or 3 people that we had in our company that left was the greatest thing that ever happened to us. You know what? They say we want to go make more money. Rule number 1, never hire anybody because they want to make money. You hire people that want to be around your company, that believe in you, and that'll stand by your side and fight and build for your company. And guess what? In the end, they'll make more money than they know what to do with, and they'll be loyal. Brad, if I was to ask for 2 words that are very important to you, I don't even need to ask. You'd say loyalty, and you'd say trust. And you'd say, if I can have those 2 things with you, I can put up with anything. And by the way, now if that guy's coachable, it's over. We ask one question.
But only if you know how to coach.
That's right, which is why
But not everybody can do what you do.
But everybody has access to me.
What do you mean?
That means 918-210-0254. You can text us right now, and we will show you how to build your sales team, and you can join with people that will help you. Because, by the way, everybody has a coach. Everybody who wants to be good.
At least.
Or they should, right. And if you don't have a coach, it just clearly means that you're either afraid, okay, which somebody else is going to kick your ass because you're paralyzed with fear, or you've never invested in yourself because you don't think you're worth it, or you did it with somebody before, and guess what? You got burnt. And I'm going to tell you this, all those are excuses.
Yeah, but what if you get somebody like they're good, they fit in mostly, but they're not quite the fit? Like, for example, take me as an example. If I lived in Scottsdale and I'm like, man, I'm coming to fucking hang with these guys, and someone came in, like Bowski came in, and you all said, let's throw his ass in the air, I'd just be in the back going, because I don't want to throw nobody's
Brad,
ass in the air.
that's Sean. That's Sean. Sean doesn't throw people in the air. You know what Sean does? Sean's the guy at the end of the day. He'll walk around and make sure everybody's mindset. He's called the mindset monster. He'll make sure everybody's mindset is in the right
So
place.
nobody has to freaking throw people in the air if they don't want to.
Everybody has a
Y'all
role.
just
They
want
say.
to. Y'all just want to throw.
Brad,
people.
but Sean right here, he believes more in the company than probably anybody in the world. So his special deal is that, like, he may not be the hype guy. We all have our own, like, areas that we fit in. But this dude started with him and has the biggest belief. That's how we all came.
Did somebody say, hey, we need some hype guys? Or did the hype guys just appear and start hyping?
Do you want the story? Andy can tell you the story of how this all unfolded. It's a beautiful design. We wrote it down on paper on what we needed to scale the company. And these guys came into our lives after looking for them. We looked for them for 6 months. We went through about 9 people. We started talking to people about, hey, this is what we're doing. We're like, nah, ego. No ego. Too much pride. Came across the twins. And I reached out to them. They're like, nah, man, car guys are all the same. I'm like, not this guy. Not Andy Elliott. Let me take you for a ride for a minute. You think you're good. They're the top producers for Nissan in the country. 7 years in a row. Okay, so think about that. They're doing some big things.
8.5, Sean.
I apologize, 8.5 years. So I said, why don't you come down off that big old mountain and go climb a bigger mountain with Andy Elliott and talk to my boss? Like,
They
all right,
showed
man,
up.
Let's go.
We destroyed them. By the way, they loved it.
Well,
And-
you just don't see people that are real, like this group, And so what we saw was the massive energy, the massive fire. Didn't matter if we were the top salespeople in the nation or, where we were at. We were guys that one time didn't believe in ourselves, and we knew what it was like for other people to go through the things that we went through and to be by ourselves. So when we saw this team that was a smaller team at that time, letting people borrow their belief and show them exactly how they could go to the next level. Look, we're at 8 years. We're atop of this brand. We're crushing it. We're killing it. And we weren't fulfilled. We were still kind of dead inside, man. We were still looking for, like
had no leadership.
Yeah, well, we had no leadership. It was me and him pushing every day, just figuring it out side by side every day. We're like, man, you know what? I mean, we're putting up big numbers. We're putting up big money. But there's always been a shortage of leadership in the world. And there was definite shortage of leadership in the car business. And so we never had that. When we saw that, and then we saw the wicked skill that Andy could teach us, it not only changed our company, the company that we were at, but it changed us. And then we said, you know what, our energy was really close to the same. They believed, in their faith, number one, in their family, in their fitness. And so it really just aligned. But I think that's where you can attract a lot of the people that you want to do business with if you became that person. He was that person. She was that person. And so it was easy for us to see, people that, everybody talks a big game, but when you show up and you're with them, they're 1,000% of what you see online. And nobody, other than like people like you, Brad, you're real. You lay it out there. You lay it out there. It's
hey,
what you're gonna get.
Be as hype, but hey, me.
But still handsome. Not as handsome as me and my brother right here, but I mean, he's growing the mullet out, so he's doing better. He's going with his deal, but they attracted what they wanted to get. Sean talks about this life by design. They designed the plan that they wanted to get, and then they saw the outcome through just based off of what they knew that they were going to expect. They had a standard, and then they drew a line in the sand. And it was, you didn't have to be the hype guy. We're not just running off of like, false hype where I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh my God. Like, we run this way because we feel so passionate inside about the way that we run, the way that we take care of ourselves, the way that we take care of our families, the way that we are, that, we're just on fire, anywhere we go, Brad, people are like, who are you guys? What's the deal, dude? What's the deal?
You guys go home to your families, are you all just fucking intense? And
well,
fucking there?
let me answer that. Our
Playing
whole
with
lives,
their children more intensely than ever before.
Well, here, Brad, let me explain something. Our whole lives in the car business, we were taught you could either be like good business people or good salespeople, but like you couldn't have everything. And I was always searching to find everything. And I wasn't searching for more money when Sean reached out to me. I was searching to just be better in life. And I didn't have anybody to lead me to show me that you could be, great in your personal, great in your, mental, great in your physical, great with your family. So I was always lacking in one of those areas, trying to piece them together. And then what Andy showed us by his leadership and by actually doing it and not being a fraud, but actually living it, that changed us. Yeah.
I'll see you when you're back.
Yeah. But that's really the deal that really changed all of us. And it's made people always say, why do you guys feel the way you feel? Well, we run at a hot 110. Andy runs at a hot 120. He'll say 110. He's running at 120. We're running at a 110, 115. We're chasing him. We're trying to outthink him. We're trying to level him up. We're constantly trying to chase him because of that feeling inside of, we know the purpose, we know the mission, but we also see where we fit in that vision, which I think he's talking about. And then that makes you inspired. And then that's what a team really wants to run off of. So when everybody's asking us how we feel, who are those guys? It's like, we want the world to feel like we feel. And our salespeople that we coach, we're not coaching them on some crap that we ain't done before. We've been where they've been at. We've gone where they want to go, but we also know what it's like to feel and be in their shoes or be in entrepreneurs and owners' shoes when they reach out and they're struggling in those areas. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, but it's not okay to not know what you know. You need to reach out and find people that you can be around that are going to make you run hot, that can teach you
Brad,
things. Everybody needs a coach in life.
A long time ago, I watched a podcast in 2018 you did with Grant Cardone, right? And you look totally different, dude. I mean, it's just crazy.
He had less money, that's why.
A stud. You look like the Marlboro man. Marlboro man. I don't even smoke. I don't know how we say that.
I don't even know what that is.
But like, he's just cool. Brad's just cool now. But back then, it was just, you were young, you were green behind the ears. It was only a couple years ago. It was your first 10X deal. But you look different. Watch the podcast. I swear, you speak different. You talk different. You still got the charisma, the character.
Back then, and it was more than 2 years ago.
No, it's 5 years ago. It was 2018.
No, not my first 10X.
What was the 10X interview I saw, 2018? It was on YouTube.
Sure, it was a 10X interview.
Yeah, it said Brad will be here speaking. You were like, hey, he was like, Brad, tell us what's going to happen. You said, hey, then I'm going to ruin it. And he's like, nah, tell us anyway. Half people ain't going to make it, so it doesn't matter. And then
That was like, let's see, when was that? Was that 17?
yeah,
16?
yeah, see, 17, 18.
16.
I got you. It's 18.
16.
Check later. It's no big deal. It's 17 and 18.
Andy doesn't forget this stuff. He's
I
on
don't forget
YouTube all
anything.
day long.
But I want to say something,
That's why you can
Brad.
quote
Something
anybody.
that I love what you said. And one of the things, and by the way, I watched this a long time ago, but one of the reasons why we've always attracted to Brad, right? And why we're here with Brad, and why we believe in Brad. Brad, you're a leader, and why we believe in you. And I want you to remember this. And I know you're playing on your phone, okay?
I'm asking Grant when first 10X was.
He's going to tell you it's 2017. I know it.
You might be right.
Yeah, going in 2018, just like I said. Okay, but I want you to know this though, that Grant asked you. He said, "Hey, so Brad, how do you get this passion? Where do you get it from?" You go, "Because I love it." He goes, "Don't give me that shit." He goes, "You like the money. You like the money." And you go, "Yeah, but I didn't start making money until the last couple of years. The first 15 years, I didn't make any money." He's like, "Yeah, but you wouldn't do this now. You wouldn't do this now. You wouldn't come in on the weekends and do this now." And you go, "Dude, I did this forever not making money because I loved it."
The first one was 6 years ago.
There we go.
So what is that?
Done. 2016 or 2017, 2018,
yeah,
just like I said. No big deal, Brad. Never.
Well, back then, I got to tell you, because someone just said this the other day, about when I was in I guess a Range Rover or some sort of car with him, talking about that. They kind of said the same thing. They alluded to the same thing. And when I look back, I think, what was the difference? And the difference then versus now is back then I had what's called imposter syndrome.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
No.
but I had imposter syndrome
believe
then. I'm
you
like, who the
deserved
fuck
it.
am I? I shouldn't even be sitting here.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that I was somebody, and I am somebody. And now I know what the fuck I am.
Totally.
And I didn't then, and that's the shift that you see.
But
you can
but
either be entitled or you have the opposite side, right? That's what you're
Well,
saying.
again, I didn't have any self-worth. And see, when people want to make more money, dude, the first thing they got to do is raise their self-worth, because you're never going to outperform your own self-image. Huh?
no,
That is
that's
a bomb.
amazing. That's a bomb. Drop that shit. Drop that bomb. Brad, but one of the things that you've always had, though.
By the way,
and
we
I'm
don't
gonna
have
say
the
this
bombs,
about
so we
how
have
to-
to
how
do
to
the bombs
build a
ourselves.
sales team. Brad, you got heart. Look, everybody that's watching this right now, they're not watching this because you're going to give them something that's going to go help them close another deal later, even though that may happen, okay? But you got heart, man. You're real. The real Brad Lee. How many other YouTube, right? I'm just going to say, like, what if I was the real Andy Elliott now? How many other, Instagram people are the real COVID? Hey, remember that, Brad?
Dude, sneezing's the new shit in your pants. I'm
Hey.
surprised everybody's not going like that.
Nah, man, we're done. We're just, hey, but I want to tell you something. One of the deals is that that's kind of been his system. Like, your heart has always been amazing, right, honey? And by the way, hey, real quick, I want to hand this to my wife. How do we hire? Brad, watch this. Anybody watching this right now, I want to tell you how we hire. No, because I have 100 people a day try to reach out, and they want to come work for our company. I mean, 20 years experience. John Maxwell trainers. Every trainer you can imagine wants to come work for us. Baby, tell them how we hire.
Well, the crazy thing is, we have a team now and we have an amazing team. It was the hardest thing for us to do. Starting with Sean just was hard for us. We were so proud of our little business, and we weren't sure that anybody was going to really fill in and believe like we believed. So the first thing that we look at is somebody's heart. We look at, if they have the same believability. We don't look at the skill that they carry. We don't look at what they're doing now, but we're a training company. We look at what they can become with us, and that's how we shine. And if you were listening to Ian, you can feel that passion behind what he was talking about, because he has a heart. You speak to every one of our guys, every one of our, team members, and you'll feel the same exact way. We hire because of the heart. So
Yeah, and listen, I've got a team of 40 men, Brad.
That's a bomb, real quick, guys.
That's a bomb for Mama Jacqueline. Hey, and by the way, I'm going to tell you this. She's the CEO. She's bad to the bone. Look, hey, hand him that phone. Brad, I want you to look at this man right here. Ryan Rasmussen. Stand up, bud. Stand up. Look at this big, sexy guy right here. Check this out. Hey, I want to show you something. I hired this guy a year ago. That was him.
okay.
That was him. Hey, he couldn't even talk, Brad. You know what? He was committed. In his mind, his
He did have the best
attitude was
attitude
right.
ever, and
you
the
know
best
what?
heart.
Guess what happened? I'm going to tell you this. For anybody out there right now, you want to build the best sales team in the world. You know what you do? You hire people who believe what you believe what they believe. They'll work for you with blood, sweat, and tears, and not for a check. These guys make a shitload of money, but they never asked about the money when they came to work.
But then what you got to do though, when you get with a team and Andy finds some guys, what you got to do when you build a team is then you got to still be able to go back to the groundwork. You still got to be able to make sales calls. You still got to go in there and motivate and inspire your team. The one thing that Andy and Jackie do is they're right there in the battle with us every day. Andy's on the phone. He's doing the work. He's on the sales floor. We're building the building together. We're figuring out ways to help each other. And it starts with, there's no entitlement. There's no ego in the company. No matter what Andy does, he's still reaching out to guys that are reaching out for $1 or a free product. You got to still be willing to get in the fight with your team. If you're still willing to get in the fight with the team and show your team that you have the heart, well, listen, that's how you build the team. You got to keep them going. So he got us, he got them. And what we did was, we kept growing together. We kept showing each other that there was a next level. And by the way, I've never been pushed by anybody the way that Andy and Jackie push you. They figure out different ways that they try to get you to the next level, and they stretch you. And they stretch you and they show you that there is a different level inside of you, that you can have it all. And if you stick to the plan, you will get better and better and better. And they push you every single day. Yeah. And this guy, I mean, if you watch the sales call, we just used to record all of our sales calls. Andy would be, we do 20 hours a day and we'd be recording all of our sales calls. And I mean, now he teaches how to do the sales calls. But I mean, if you look at him, that was a year ago. I don't know if you could put that up on your, screen and all this good tech, but that was a year ago. And we were just sitting here at breakfast and we were like, holy crap, man. Just look at the way he looks.
Total
speaks,
recreation.
Sounds. We call it total recreation, but not just about us. It's about like the people out there, because it's great when it's with us, but our salespeople across the country, our owners across the country have done what Ryan did in this picture and just recreated. And some of them just had to wake up, man.
Brad, and every single day we've got owners. I mean, I'm just telling you this. If you're an owner out there of a business or you're a business leader, you should reach out to us, because the first thing that has to happen.
What would they do? Text you?
Yeah. Text me.
Dude, he answers over 1,000 texts a day.
Well, you just
he's
get
never
your
not on
phone
his
and
phone.
you go 918-210-0254, and they should have it down by now, because we said 9 times 918-210-0254. You text me. Number one, total recreation starts. Don't you damn pick up that text. Don't even pick up the phone.
Don't cross the line.
If you're not going to be willing to change, okay? But if you got the sack, or if there's a woman watching this and she wants to be a savage like my wife and go to the next level, and I'm just telling you this. Hey, she is a beast. Guess what? Here's what I'll tell you.
You got about 10 sacks.
Hey, everything will change, Brad. Everything. And you know what? That's what it's all about, man. Finding some people who are real, that'll really stand by your side. And guess what? I know this sounds crazy. I don't advertise, right? Brad's keep telling me I got to advertise. And you're right, I do. But the one thing that I'm afraid of is I've always been afraid to lose a connection with my people. Look, we've got a big event going on. June 4th, me and Bradley, Scottsdale, Arizona, that 918-210-0254. If you want to go, my wife just put 30 new seats in there. So we've got 30 more spots. Text. There's 3 different seat levels. One of them is just going to the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Scottsdale, Arizona, 9 to 4. Me and Brad are going to be teaching closer. It's the Ultimate Closer Summit, how to build a sales team, how to close any deal, everything. But then also you get VIP with Brad on the high ticket seat, where literally you go out to dinner with Brad and you're going to hang out with them and spend time with them.
Why do you say it with Brad?
Because one of the things is I'm on your platform. They
but they get to go to dinner with us.
Us. It is us. But the idea of it is that
you're going to have me with fucking 30 dudes at a restaurant, and you'll be fucking gone.
No.
Brad, you'll be back making sales calls. You're like,
Brad, listen.
Yeah.
Brad,
I told you with Brad.
Brad, you're entrepreneurs. Since our last podcast, you're entrepreneurs in every real estate, financial, everything you can imagine are reaching out right now. They're breaking loan officers are killing it. Look, we've taken so many of your people and we're coaching them and they're breaking every record. It's unfair. It's unfair. And I'm going to tell you this event that we're doing to get in a close proximity and a high frequency with people like us, that June 4th event, if you text that 918, where does the O come from? 918-210-0254. Brad, I mean this when I say this. They show up, their life will be changed forever. Forever. They'll never be the same again. But one of the biggest deals is that it's guys like you that inspired guys like me that went out and took a step with no money, no guarantees, no nothing, but seeing that you did it. And guess what? Since you did it, I can do it. Guy broke a 4-minute mile, then they all started breaking it. That's what happened. And all these people out there that got these low limited beliefs and these lids and these glass ceilings, they're fake. Like you said, if you don't realize your self-worth, right? Like you're not worth it. But the deal is that you can't just want to make money. You got to want to make an impact and bring value to the marketplace. We bring value. This podcast brings value to people's lives. It's not just entertainment. It brings value. There's a lot of people that need to take care of their home, right? Right? Your wife, you take great care of her. You're a great father. You're not one-dimensional, Brad. You're not just a businessman. There's a lot of people watching this right now that are businesswomen and businessmen, and they're really good at what they do, but they neglect their families. And I'm not okay with it. And guess what? They can fix that. They can have it all.
So let's talk about that for a moment. So are you supposed to go home and get down on your hands and knees and stare at your little kids for what, 2 hours intently? What are you supposed to do? How you do that?
Put your phone down. Everybody can have their own answer. My deal is, it's easy. 1 hour.
Meaningful is what it is.
Put your phone down. No distractions, and actually just pay attention. Listen to what.
It can be 10 minutes, Brad. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
it could be
two
10 minutes.
hours.
Hey,
It's just a meaningful.
Hey, and by the way, Brad, I'm going to tell you this, like our kids, they're entrepreneurs at 8 and 9 and 11.
What are you saying to them when your phone's off and you're looking at them?
I don't talk to them like they're children, by the way. It's a little bit different. Like, so
How old are they?
6, 9, and 11.
I got the ages wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, he
'Cause
usually
it seems
gets
like
this-
a lot of families, they go home and they put their phone away and they try to talk to their kids, and all they're saying is, put that down. Leave your sister alone. You guys, clean up that mess.
No, don't get me wrong. We also have that. We are human and we have those conversations as well. But there's a lot of things like we take our kids and they see us at work and they see how we talk to our people. They see how much we care. We talk about our business. We talk about, we bring them around the team. Every single one of our team, they're like our family. Ian takes our kids shopping, whatever. It's like they all go out and do things. We trust them that way, that we're that close. But they know the heart that we have and they see hard work. They don't just see mom come home at the end of the night and make dinner. They see me, on the ladder building stuff at the office or talking about business or numbers or checks or whatever it is. They're involved. And so they start thinking like entrepreneurs at a very young age and they know how much we care about our people. So in turn, they care about, they start caring about their friends. They start caring about teachers. They start caring about the elderly. They have that heart in them already instilled at a young age.
Yeah, they're all leaders. I mean, the way that what's that?
Are they doing fitness?
Oh, they're running around crazy. But like when they're in the office, they're running around.
Sports,
they're not like, she said that they know hard work. Because they're watching them, it's almost like they're just like little versions of us. They're watching them, so they're mirroring them. Like Ian, her son, just won Fountain Hills Kid of the Year. He's like he's going crazy, right? He's Ian also, just like me. But like that kid plays with such heart, doesn't let kids get bullied. He has conversations with Andy, and it's like they're talking business, which I think is really cool, and I look up to because he brings him in and he really talks to him like he's like a partner. Not like, hey, do this. It's like, hey, let me show you why. I watched Andy paint a picture for him the other day at my brother's baby shower, and he was painting a picture of why he could go this way and do that, and that's his choice, or why he could go that way and do that. And that's just like in business. You still have a choice. You can go do this way. You can go that way. So he gives him a choice. He tells him that there's going to be consequences that come from every choice that he has. And the little girls follow. They do the same thing, but they're really just little entrepreneurs. That's like really the best way to say it about them. You know what I mean?
And we make them earn stuff. Like we don't baby them. Like they don't live like these kids that have everything. I think a lot of parents make the mistake. Like when I came from nothing, Andy came from nothing. And when you do, decent in life, you're like, I want to give my kids everything I didn't have. And that's the biggest mistake as an adult you can have, is giving your kids everything is the worst thing you can do for them. Like, I think that a lot of times we do so much for them that they don't value, they don't learn hard work. They don't learn how to appreciate things. And then as a parent later in life, you see them as a grown adult, you're like, I gave you everything. Well, yeah, you gave them too much. And that's why they're not where you wanted them to be.
That's
So.
a bomb.
That's a bomb. Brad's like, I get to call the bombs, but when Mama's got the mic,
Sorry.
we drop bombs. Hey, Brad, but also I wanted to give you something. I want to say something. Hey, how to create company culture. Okay? Everybody has to believe in a mission, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. Brad, do you believe in us?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Do people out there believe in the company that they work for?
Well,
That's
a lot
it.
of times, no.
Exactly. Whose fault is it?
It's the leaders.
It's the leader. That's right. Brad, if you look at my wrist right here, right? Everybody see this? You can see this on my entire team right here. Okay. This right here said, the devil replied, you can't withstand the storm.
Never whisper.
Okay. The
devil
devil
whispered.
whispered, my bad. Obviously it's right here. The devil whispered, you can't withstand the storm. And it says, the warrior replied, I am the storm. Nobody's going to beat us. Nobody. You can't get in our way. If you do, we'll bury you. We don't break apart. How do 4 oxes fight? They back in, ass in, horns out. They can take on 1,000 lions. But once the ox gets spread out, they pick them off one by one. Our team runs as a pack, okay? And I want you to know this. As you're looking at this pack, these guys, they'll do anything for you. They love you too. You've done a good job, and I talk highly of you.
Well, are you going to bring the pack to your keynote in Miami?
Yeah, we're going. Are we going to Miami?
Yeah.
Let's go to fucking Miami, guys!
Boom, baby!
I'm gonna have to get rid of a speaker or two just to allow you up there because, dude, I want to bring value to this audience, and you guys are pure fucking value.
Good.
Thank you,
Well,
Brad.
every single one of us
Thank
will
you,
be
Brad.
there in Miami. When is it? April?
But I've never seen anything like it, dude. This like I go to a lot of events. There's always a speaker. Blah blah blah. If you fucking figure out some way to get these motherfucking criminals fucking running around the audience while and like I'm just picturing like you say you do
exactly
your
right,
thing
Brad.
because people are gonna want to hear from you. Da 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 da, and you're saying what you do and you do what you do, and then somehow, some way, like there's some lined up. Who the fuck knows?
Brad.
Maybe they're in the crowd.
They're
Never
on the
we
table.
got it
Yeah, or
handled.
something.
Don't worry about it. Listen,
But dude, listen, there's gonna be a lot of business owners there, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna go, dude, I want his fucking team. Because dude, I know a few people. We won't name names. Their team appears to be like your team, but they're not really like your team.
of
They're
course.
they're acting like your team, and they act pretty well like your team, but they're not really.
Well, I like
like
to
your
challenge
team.
that, Brad. Come to one of our events. Everybody that comes to our events, when they leave, they're like, you guys are much better in person, and they really see where our heart is and everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
fake
that's not my point.
authenticity.
My point is, there's a lot of companies that'll be there that are going to be like, "Fuck, that's that's how I want that for myself for
Sure.
real."
Good. Well, whoever's going to
And
be
dude,
there at the
everybody and their
NBA.
dog is going to fucking line up afterwards and say, "Dude, how do we get you for our team leadership? Getting a team that's fucking bought in."
We love
Every company needs
Done.
that.
Listen, if they got the courage to raise their hand, okay,
Mhm.
and say, I want to win, done. We'll have them take out every single person in their niche. Everyone
Because, dude, you know how many companies out there are not like this?
that need to be.
More than
Most.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
99% of them aren't. And
And
here's the
if
goal.
I said to you, Andy, be honest, tell the truth. If you had to give this person the information to determine whether or not they were going to end up in a peak state and win at whatever they're doing, do they need a team like this?
Absolutely.
Period.
Period.
Like, dude, if someone came up to me, I'd say, dude, that's the hardest one, but you got to get a team like that and you're fucking done.
It's
You
over.
can do anything.
Yes, and here's the goal is that, look, number one, find what you want, get as close as possible to it, have the mentorship come in, create it on your own, make it better, go kick ass.
And then some tactical things that I think you might want to point out is, like, for example, when you hire people.
Mhm.
See, when I talk to people, one of the questions I ask is, do you feel lucky? And some people, believe it or not, will go, I'm very lucky. Done.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody that doesn't think they're fucking lucky.
Yeah, we got a
Like,
delusional belief.
you're already in the wrong direction.
Right.
I tell people, look, dude, I can help you fucking not drown, but you got to swim towards me.
Right.
So if you don't feel like you're lucky, beat it. But that's really my only question. Sometimes I have like HR people upstairs, and they'll be like, okay, so Brad, this is so and so, and they're gonna be looking at this position. I'll be like, how you doing? And then all of a sudden they're all nervous, and I'm thinking maybe they're nervous because it's a job interview. So I look, okay, I'm past that. Then I say, do you feel lucky? That's my only question. What other questions should I be asking?
Well, okay, so number one, I'm just going to ask this.
How do you
hey,
know this motherfucker
well,
had heart?
Hey, what did you do during COVID? I fucking worked my ass off. Okay, all right, let's keep going.
Right.
Because during COVID,
So what if they said, oh, I got laid off like everybody
well, then I don't
else?
even know. Number one, you wouldn't be sitting in front of me.
Yeah,
Because I don't
exactly.
have time
Yeah.
for that,
So
okay?
who would filter out the people before they got in front of you?
Number one, I hire my own people along with my wife. Secondly, when we feel like that somebody is right for our company, I have a team meeting with my team, and I talk to them about this individual and why I would like for them to come in, because when they come in, they are brothers now.
And we try to talk them out of working for us. Honestly,
well, I
was
that's
gonna
what
say,
we
I
was
do.
waiting for you
We'll
to say that.
scare you not to
I
work
was
for
waiting
us.
for you to say that.
Yeah.
We want to see if you're a fighter. If she says like, "Hey, you can't work for us," and then you just go hit the ground running, like you were a quitter in the first place.
Listen, the last guy that works for us right now, He's a killer, okay? And by the way, he came to a seminar, destroyed it, just absolutely smashed all these stuffs out. He's killing it. And guess what? I said, he goes, I'm not leaving. I'm like, yeah, get your ass out of here. Go home. And I left. And he's like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. He canceled his plane flight and stayed at the place. I said, get out of here.
He slept outside for a week.
Yeah, he followed me around the building for 3 days straight, and I pretended like he wasn't. He would just chasing me to talk to me. I'm like, listen, you don't want to work for us. This is hard. Like, nobody makes it. I mean, you're not gonna make it. I gave him every excuse in the world to not want to work for us. I mean, that's just how it goes.
She said, you're not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is we want to see if you're a quitter. Okay? Because we don't have people that quit on our company. I've made some bad hires in the past. In the very, very beginning, a couple years back, hiring a couple guys who are like, I want to make money. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that because that's a car business attitude, right? Yeah, you want to make money? And guess what? Those guys, that's it. That's all they want's a paycheck. And the minute the check in right, or they're entitled constantly, or you want to do a change, they eye roll you in a meeting, you got to put up with it. No ways. These guys don't eye roll us. You know what I'm talking about too. Guess what? That entitlement is death. Get it out of your company, hire a team. And by the way, if you do train with us, Brad, we will give you an unrecruitable team. We will show you how to develop everything that you want.
Hey, now look, it's April 29th and 30th in Miami.
And what's this called? The MBA?
The weekend MBA. We're showing people what you would learn in an MBA program or 10 years in 2 days.
Nice.
Done.
That's our kind of training right there.
Done.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be there. We'll be there. I'll bring my whole team. We're done. We're there.
Well, you gotta just, I mean, do what you want, but you gotta figure out how to incorporate the whole fucking.
Look at the boss. She'll handle it, Brad.
We're ready for anything, anywhere. One thing that Andy
throw people.
consistently does is just put us in, arenas and under pressure wherever. I mean, that's part of our job. So
Yeah,
we don't
we'll
really
have
care
this
where
deal
we're
so
at.
dialed in. Don't even worry
No,
about it. Whoever shows up, just bring a diaper because
Yeah,
you're
just
going to
bring a diaper,
So
bring
you're
a helmet.
giving us
Hey,
a month and a
yeah.
half for us is like a year.
Yeah,
for
I
most
mean,
people.
we got 38 of things going on.
Dude, if you
before
said
then,
it
I
was
mean,
tomorrow,
it's
if
no
you
big
said
deal.
it was in an hour, we'd
be
be
like,
there in
"Oh,
an hour
good,
ready to
let's go."
roll.
Well, look, here's what people need to do. They need to go to the weekend MBA to get their ticket to this thing I'm talking about. But June 4th, that's the one I really want people to show
Yeah,
up to.
if you're coming to the weekend NBA, we'll see you there, okay? If you want to go to the weekend NBA, it's before June 4th. If it was me, I'd do both.
Yeah, both.
I'd do both. Why not go to Florida, do the NBA?
Speed of
and
growth.
then June 4th is a one-day event, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Literally, it's me and you all day long. When they're there with me,
It'll be mostly you all day long.
Well,
because I'll just be
no,
listening.
Brad. No, Brad's got that wrong. Brad is going to be out front with me all day
Crowd
long
surfing.
from 9 to 4. We're going to strip Brad naked, throw him in the crowd.
Butt naked, Brad.
You're going to see Brad at a level he's never been at. Guys, let me tell you a
Hey,
secret
and
about
you guys
Brad.
might get elbows to the face.
That's
I
good.
love
We're
it,
ready
Brad.
for
It won't be the first
Yeah,
time.
that motivates us.
Hey, I want to say something about Brad, and this is important. Brad, when he's around high energy, when he's around that infectious winning, he turns on another gear. When he's at a lot of speaking events where people are like, wah, wah, wah. Oh, next speaker.
He has
Three
his
people
pose
clap.
down.
Brad.
He has his pose down, but look at his pose has changed with us around. He smiles like his
Look
pose
at
is
him
no
now.
longer
Look at the lion.
that serious.
Look at the lion. Look at the lion, guys. That's it, baby. That's it. Look at the
I
lion.
love Brad, man.
Hey,
I just want to
but-
hug him.
Brad's like, you guys mess up my mic one more time. Brad, listen, life isn't perfect. It doesn't have to be.
Look at
This
Bowser
doesn't
over
need
there.
to be planned out. You know what it is? It's a bunch of lions getting together, destroying sheep. It's about us killing mediocrity and crushing average. And you know what it takes? It takes craziness to make that happen. You got to get ready to go to war, because if you don't go to war, someone's going to kick your ass. That's it. You better be really good at what you do. You better have a team.
Would it be fair to say you guys are competitive?
Extreme. What's that mean?
Are we going to do a push-up contest right now or something? Usually when people say that, then we're doing
No,
some
but
type
we
of
can do a
contest.
tequila shot contest.
Hey, we
Listen,
don't
we'll
drink.
do either. It doesn't matter. We'll find. I mean, whatever.
With all that fitness you guys doing, you drink or no?
Very rarely.
Rarely. It's
So,
rarely.
Well, then why do you think
We don't
you
have
keep
anything
up
to
with me
celebrate
on
yet,
this?
Brad.
Well,
We got to
don't
take
think
over the
we
world.
can keep up with you. We just think we'd probably have one or two shots, get so hammered,
You know
we'd
how you-
act so crazy, you'd
then
probably
we
end
rip
it.
the whole
Yeah, but
place apart.
you know how good you feel when you wake up and you didn't drink the night before and you did the right amount of water and you worked out and it's like, this is just another day. You feel fucking as soon as you wake up. Boom.
It's every day.
Yeah, well, after tequila, it don't feel that way anymore.
Good. Well, if you ever want to take us on, there's no chance. She's Mexican, so she's in the cartel,
drink
so
100.
she'll try you on
She'll
for
drink
anything.
100.
Yeah. But I do want to say this that Brad, literally when I say this, if anybody right now wants to know how to win, it's never been easier.
It really hasn't.
It just listen to me. Nobody cares. When your company, your sales team, your people deal with people, do they wow them? Yeah. Are people like, oh my God, I can't believe this lady or this guy was so nice on the phone? You know what? They love their job. Oh my God. They loved what they were doing. Matter of fact, they did it as if they weren't even getting paid. Like it was their dream to do this. Mm-hmm. That's what we have. And that's what you should have in your company. And if you don't, you as the leader have the power to fix it. And let me say this, for anybody out there that's a loner, that's in a business by themselves, and they don't have a company right now, like me and my wife did in the beginning, I would give you the courage to be at an event like this and be around people that aren't frauds, that are real, that are really going out and doing the shit. I'm going to watch this in 5 years, just like I watched you with Grant 5 years ago. And I'm telling you, man, you're totally recreated. You're a different human being. Your mindset is different. Your skill is different. Your courage is different. And guess what? You still don't do it for money. You do it because you love people, Brad. You love fucking people. And that's why my team's crazy about you, and me as well, and your wife and your children and everybody watching this, because you're real. He's the
God
real
bless
Brad
him.
Lee.
That's ball.
That's the fucking ball, baby.
That's funny.
Hey, by the way, look, let's give this to Brad. Give Brad one of these. Only our team wears these.
Hey, honorary member.
That's my bracelet.
Dude, thank you. This is a badass saying, I gotta say.
That's it. It's yours now. Now you can have it. Put it on your desk, and one of these days you're feeling a little bit down. Put that on there, and guess
It
what
might be a
happens?
little small.
No, just open it
You're a
up.
little
Put it on
fella.
there. Squeeze it on. Look, you're done.
Brad.
Yeah. Push it on there, dude. You're good.
Fuck, it's too big. It's too big.
No, squeeze it. Squeeze it, guys.
I'm
Squeeze
joking.
it.
It wasn't too big. I was joking.
That's what she said. Hey, listen,
Put it on
but
the
I mean
wall,
this though, Brad. Is that look?
Wait, what?
What?
You know,
Hey, all right.
Squirrel.
Hey, all right, listen, but hey, Brad, I want to introduce you to a couple of my guys. You see little baby young buck down there on the end? And I call him baby young buck because he's my 21-year-old. I do got an 18-year-old back at home, right? Who's a savage. But he's 21 years old. His name's Jacob. He's a killer, right? These guys know every word track, every objection, everything that you could say. Watch this. Let me show you something. Hey, Jacob, hand him a mic real quick. I want to show you something, how all these guys were trained killers before I hired them. Anybody that works for me, we don't sell products. No disrespect to Grant Cardone or anybody out there, right? I'm just using his name. Those guys are selling shit that they don't even know about. They don't know Grant's training. They couldn't get up there and teach it. I could die today. That guy can take my place. Me and my wife have a conversation in our company every single day. Hey guys, what do I say all the time?
That sucks.
What would happen if we died today? If me and
Are
my
you
wife
ready?
die
Are
today,
you prepared?
are you guys ready to take over this company?
You don't need me.
Is this company going to die? The Elliott
Who's
Group?
the next up?
No, absolutely
Who's
not.
up?
Who's
All
the
of
leader?
them are
Who's
up.
the leader? Who's the leader?
They're all ready.
Yeah, why you called the group?
Because
Because
every one of
Andy
us.
Elliott is a leader, but guess what? The Elliott Group is the fucking company. That's it. And I'm going to tell you this. That young man right there, look at the fire in his eyes, Brad. Look at that.
fired.
Crazy. He's
Hey,
about to attack
listen,
you.
Jacob,
He
now
gets a little weird,
watch
Brad.
this. Hey, watch this. Let's flip gears. Hey, Jacob, I appreciate you. We're sitting down working a deal, price, trade, payment. All the numbers are on the table. You're a car salesman. Husband says, hey, man, I got to talk to my wife. Go.
Hey, totally understand. As busy
Am
as
I the
life is for
husband?
most
Yeah,
people,
you're the
when
husband.
it comes to purchasing
Hey, hold
a
on.
vehicle,
Start over. He's the husband. Go.
Oh, okay. Then I got you. Man, so I'm gonna be full popping Brad Lee.
Full pop him,
Full pop his
Jakey.
ass.
Come on,
Hey,
Jakey.
But it's only Leah if you drink Tia.
Don't let him sidetrack your brain. Let's go.
Don't worry. Hey, I totally understand. As busy as life is for most people, when it comes to purchasing a vehicle, especially with the family, it's generally a planned event. When you left your driveway this morning, I'm almost certain you and your wife had a conversation on what the deal needed to look like in order for you to make a decision. You said you love the vehicle, that she'd be extremely happy with the safety and the fuel economy, and we're well within your budget. So, Brad, let me ask you a question. If I can save your wife the trouble of having to come all the way down to the dealership, plus save her the time of having to sit through the entire process, and you could be the hero that takes all of the headache out of the deal. Brad, would that upset your wife in any way if I can do that for you?
Yeah.
Would it?
She's a raging bitch.
Well, hey, that's
Good. Then we don't need her here anyways. Let's do the deal.
No, that's good. Even the fact that he knows it is fucking incredible.
He knows everything.
Woo, good job,
know,
Jakey.
No, they know all these. All these guys know everything. Look, Ryan. Hey, I think hey, look, I'm looking at guys looking at a
Yeah, but
70,000.
like that ain't a sentence or two. That's a whole thing. And then not only that, he didn't sound like he was trying to remember it. He sounded like he meant it.
No, he does mean it and he does know it. Yeah.
Well, he knows what the fuck he's saying.
That's what we teach,
That's
Brad.
when you get deadly.
That's
then
what
you
we
can say it
teach.
8 different ways if you need to.
Brad,
I was getting ready to take you
Brad,
a different way when you said
that
that.
he's
like,
got 20
"Come on,
other
come
ways
on,"
to handle
you know?
that. That book you got in your hand, Deadly Scripts, that book, Deadly, it's dangerous. It's deadly.
Is that script in there?
Yes. And hundreds of more. Watch this though. I'm gonna hit this guy. Hey, by the way, it doesn't have to be miles. It can
Free
be
book,
anything.
folks. All you got to do is text.
No, it's not free. They can order it with
Oh.
us. Hold on. It's not on the internet though, because I just hadn't put it on the internet right. So if they text us, we'll get their address, we'll run their card, we'll mail it to
I'm
them. We'll
glad I
mail them to
clarified.
them.
I thought earlier you
Done.
said you give it to him free.
No, I said I'll get them a book, right? But
Oh.
hell, unless you're sponsoring everybody, let's just get Brad's card. We got it anyways.
We'll
It
send
doesn't
the
matter.
invoice.
Hey, listen, watch this. But Brad, let me run too. I'm just gonna show you something. So Ryan's sitting here, right? Let's have fun with this, Ryan. Guy comes into the dealership, right? For any automotive people or people that have ever went and looked at a car, you're looking at a truck with 70,000 miles on it, and you think to yourself, man, I wish I could buy a truck that had 40,000 miles, because 70,000 miles is too high. Now, this person saw the price on the 70,000 mile truck. They're like, man, I like that. But when you go down in miles, the money goes up, right, Brad? So guess what? The salesperson gets an objection like, man, I like the truck, Ryan, but I think the miles are too high. Go.
Hey, Brad, I completely understand how it might seem that way. However, if you were to buy a vehicle with less miles, you end up spending more money. I mean, look at it. We got this 2014 Dodge Ram with 70,000 miles. If you found that same truck, same exact truck with 40,000 miles, drove both those trucks for 3 years, at the end of that 3 years, went to trade them in, which truck would you end up owing more money on, Brad? The one with less miles, because at the end of the day, going with a highly rated, I fucked that one up.
Hey, listen to me. Watch this. Hey, watch this. Can you recover it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then recover it.
Okay, hold on, let me restart. Brad, I completely understand how it may seem that way. However, if you were to buy a vehicle with less miles, you end up spending more money. Because look, this 2014 Dodge with 70,000 miles, and I'm
Hey,
fucking
watch
up.
this. Let me show you something. Let me teach you something. Brad, no, this is perfect. You know what? Because this is real life. For anybody out there watching this right now, I can bury this objection in 2 seconds, but I'm going to explain this to you. What happens is that right now he wants to impress Brad. See, you know why I got him talking to you? Because these guys look up to you. So what happens is while they're trying to talk to you, they're trying to impress you instead of going to their skill set. When your back's against the wall, you always fall to your lowest level of skill. Am I right? Every single time. What he's trying to say, Brad, is the vehicle with higher miles, the biggest part of the depreciation cycle has already been taken into consideration. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you go to trading back in a couple years from now, the one with lower miles, you're going to owe more money. And when it hits the depreciation cycle, because you put some miles on it, guess what? You're going to be upside down. You wouldn't like that, would you? No. So buying a highly rated truck like this one with a little more miles today will save you less money on a monthly payment, less money on a sell price. And guess what? When you go to trade it back in, you won't be upside down. However, on the other one with lower miles, you would be.
Or
Does that
might
make
be.
sense? Watch this. Bottom line is, what you practice is how good you are. Repetition's the mother of skill. What do you say on Lightspeed? Good content, repetition, accountability, practice. Guess what? I think we need to add mindset. Because guess what?
Well, that's how you become unstoppable.
That's
right
it.
Mindset, right skill set, and the right habits.
That's it. And guess what? This guy right here, how old are you, Ryan?
26.
He's 26 years old. He went to work for me 1 year ago. He was working in a paper mill, right? Went to work for a car dealership, took our training class, broke every record, killed it. We called him because we loved who he was. We asked him to come down and work. He just bought a brand new, signed a lease on a 3,000 square foot apartment. Had a brand new girlfriend. Life is good. Bought all new furniture. Guess what? Life's good. They get a phone call. Guess what happened? Ian says, hey, Andy wants you to come down and work for him. You know what he did? He looked over and he goes, I'm on my way. He left, didn't ask any questions. Not what am I getting paid? Jumped in his Nissan Rogue or whatever the hell it was he's driving. His Kia.
Something.
And he drove his ass 32 hours straight to Scottsdale, Arizona, then next morning. His girl, what did she say to you?
I mean, she was just like, he called me.
Is she still your girlfriend?
No, we broke up. No, she didn't. So Ian calls me. He says, hey man, come down to Scottsdale. We're moving down here. We want to hire you. And I was like, done. He says, we're going to work out a lot, but mainly 18 hours a day, you're going to be working and calling people. And I'm like, so I get to work in a call center with you guys and work out and get tan? Done. I'm in. Packed my Kia and headed to Scottsdale. Never looked back.
Now,
Well, what he really said, I said, man, and I said, so you just gonna be calling 18, 20 hours a day. That's about it. And he goes, I've always dreamed about being in a call center. And I called Andy and I said, dude, this guy's crazy, man. This guy's crazy. And then he brought just a freaking amazing energy and an amazing fire to our team. And,
I want to say this to you, sir. Anybody that has a team out there, right? Anybody watch it. I'm going to explain this on building a sales team. You put your people in uncomfortable situations. You give them the ability to test themselves every day. Look, I don't care if this is a podcast or anything. You know what I look for, Brad? Opportunities to test my team. Ryan, next time you see him, he's going to want to run an objection past you like that. You know why? Because he's like, shit, I didn't make that one. I didn't get it right.
I saw him do it at your event that one time.
No, I know. But here's my point, is that when you're on the big stage or when you're in front of somebody, guess what? You train for pressure. And guess what? I always give my guys an opportunity to get a taste of pressure, because guess what? It's what makes us great. You know how much freaking risk and pressure you've taken in your life? Guess what? That's what made you who you are today.
Yeah.
Okay.
But going back to, when we hired Ryan, because obviously this is about building a sales team, a lot of people, hire because of skill. Like, honestly, we saw that he was a product of our training, and we saw that he was a big, big task for us, because when he started working for us, he could not even speak. I mean, it was terrible. But, this is what we call a total recreation, because the videos that he was talking to you about, I mean, this is how he's evolved and become the way he is now. And he has that heart, and he's always had it since the very beginning. And that's what we look back at, and that's what we were talking about in the beginning. But, we get tons of people that are trying to work for us every single day, and we turn them all down. We don't want the people that know the business, that have been, trainers or whatever it is. We turn them all down. We don't want any of them. We prefer having guys like Ryan.
Underdogs.
Underdogs.
We're a team of underdogs, every single one of us. And I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, this guy will close 10 for 10 on phone calls. 10 for 10. Okay. You let him on his own, he's just a wild savage. He trains every day. He loves the company. He'll give his life for it. And guess what? I'm just telling you, every chance I get to test these guys, I will. Every chance I get a chance to test myself, I will. Every chance you get to test yourself, you do it. Even when you're not ready, you go. And guess what? I love putting these guys, even though they're a little silly stuff, putting them on the spot. You know why? Because when they're looking at you, when it's me back in the conference room, that's their playground, their territory. It's their den. Here, it's a little weird. You're in a big room. You're here with Brad. You got lights on you. You're on TV, see the camera. You're like, man, it's just a little bit weird. No, it's not. There's nothing weird. You are who you are. And guess what? Don't you ever break. You got that shit, right? Did you learn from this? No, we're not going to hit him again, but you learned from this. No, hold on. He's ready.
Hit him with something else. Hit him again. Hit him again.
But hold on. Here's my point, though, is that he's going to go back to war. You see that look in his face? Guess what? That's what it is. This right here is how life should be lived for a sales team. Okay? Knock the dust off you. If you fuck up, do it again. Do it again.
That's my claim to fame.
Hey, listen.
That was on purpose.
But if you mess up, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Just don't ever quit. That's it. And you never quit, bud. You never quit. Am I right?
Not yet.
No, but here's the deal. See, and that's how you little.
Yeah, I mean, one of these days, guys, look.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, but one of these days, man, I'm done. Like, I'm good.
Brad.
I'm just gonna go chill, sail away, and relax.
I don't buy it for a second.
No, I got maybe 5 months left.
Hey, Brad, I don't buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. But whatever it is, when you're ready, you just let us know. We'll just step right on in, okay? And we'll just take over this whole deal. So.
Hey, you guys have to move to Vegas.
Because he partnered with us.
Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Elliott Group will retire him.
We'll
Not with
multiple
that new
locations.
facility you guys got. I haven't been there in person, but online it looks fucking badass.
Yeah, we got a brand new facility. We didn't rent a place like a lot of people. We bought it. We purchased it. We got,
Looks big though. Looks like an old school.
Yeah, it's like 30,000 square feet. It's all glass. It's all 2-story. Our sales floor overlooks all the mountains in Scottsdale. It's absolutely gorgeous. Our seminars are there. We hold our own conferences. The conference we're going to have June 4th is going to be in our own facility. It's just amazing. And by the way, my wife bought it. She put it all together in 2 months. Okay, 2 months. Listen, Brad, from dirt floors. Listen, she would come home at 6 a.m., get up, go to the gym, come back. At 4 a.m., she'd come back to the house. Here's the deal. When you set yourself out to do something, you don't stop until you get it done. Period. Anybody out there that wants to know how to win, don't quit. Am I right? You quit, you're done. You want to beat everybody? Just don't quit. That's it, man.
Well, not quitting and going at this level is different.
And you said something the other day that actually makes sense. Sometimes you need to quit and do something else that you won't quit. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, it ain't like you're in the wrong vehicle and you're like, don't quit. Like, look, this is the right vehicle for us, okay? And when it gets hard and when it gets stressful, whether you have money or you don't, and there's massive problems, you don't ever quit. I'm just telling you, man, that's something right there that nobody teaches anybody. You got to go through it yourself. You have to be able to soak up the pain. And so many people, they want to numb the pain. You can't numb it. You got to feel it. The pain makes you who you are. The character, Brad, that you've become along the way, the character my men, Evan, the guy he's became along the way, I don't care what his rev numbers are. They're through the roof. This guy knows how to make numbers. He's number one currently. The guys are coming
Sorry,
for him,
bud.
Brad.
You got 1 week.
But listen to me. The character that this guy has made becoming the number one is worth more than the revenue itself.
How do y'all feel that he's beating your asses?
He's got a week.
Well, Brad, it goes back to like, are we competitive with each other? We're absolutely competitive with each other. We all want to be number one on the board. Unfortunately, these guys can't catch me, but it's no big deal. Ian's always close. But we compete internally. But just like we teach all these other guys, you got to compete externally against other companies.
Externally.
We're a team. Man, it's also like even when you're the number one guy or if you're the bottom guy on the board, are you a contributor in the company or are you a consumer? Are you sucking the freaking energy out of the company? Andy brings his whole passion. Jackie brings his passion. Sean brings his passion. Jacob brings his passion. He brings it. But are you coming into the den and you're being a freaking crybaby or a whiner or you're quitting?
You are.
You know, well, if you are, check your shit, man.
But
like,
will you guys jump on people that do that?
absolutely.
No idea.
Absolutely.
You already know if you come in with a bad attitude, you're gonna.
It doesn't happen. If you come in even for a second, we can all smell it, especially Jackie. She smells it right out of the gate. But the goal is like every time we try to grow together, it's we have a healthy competition outside of us, but we also have a healthy paranoia that somebody else is coming for us. And we're a team. We're a unified front, and together we can't be stopped. So we grow and we kill it, you know, on our owns. And Andy lets us run our own individual business because we see the vision in the company. Entrepreneur, Brad. Like an entrepreneur, but then we compete to crush everybody else, crush the competition.
We're honorable. We're number one. You do what you say you're going to do, period. If you fall through with your promises and it gets back to Andy, oh, dude, it's lights out.
Our people are
Not
everything.
good.
Without people, you don't have a company.
No.
And I mean us as a company and also them, the people watching. And you'll notice a lot of the people come into the VIP Bradley deal. I've called you, Brad, I'll say, hey, man, I'll tag you on social media and you'll share it on your page. It's because you care about your people.
And-
Look, I respond to every one of my people, still me. Okay? Dude, it's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that connection.
And I think now, since we're talking about building teams, one thing that I have to point out about Evan is, you know, obviously we talk about him being number one. We said it several times, which is a great thing. But one thing that he has, and the reason why he's number one, and a lot of business owners can really see this, is when you see somebody that's actually making the revenue and making the numbers, he's holding meetings, trying to teach the other guys, and sharing what he's doing to make his business get bigger and better, and how much he's helping these other people. And that's when you see the heart. So when you see somebody that's a top achiever in your company that doesn't do that, that might not be a good sign. And that's not growing, because it's not growing all of us. So that's what we look at. And that's one thing that I can say about Evan. And the reason why he stays on that, you know, level of being like one or like close to one is because he's giving back. You know, every single one of us that has been on the leaderboard does that. That's why they continue to be there. So,
Well, and I remember when I didn't do that. I remember when I was number one at dealerships and I really didn't care about the team. And it's because I didn't see a vision for myself in the company. So I really didn't care about the guys next to me. Like it was like, I didn't care about the brothers that were next to me. With these guys, with my brother, they're all our brothers. So like we treat it like a family company. We do everything we can to push each other. But at the end of the day, I also know what it was like to be a selfish top producer. And at the end of the day, those guys in the dealership, those guys in any other business, you should just let those guys go, teach them a lesson, because they're not contributing to their company. If they're 40-car guys, 50-car guys, but they're holding the other guys back from winning, then they're not really bringing value to the company. You can't really track a revenue number from a top producer if he's building all the rest of the people around you. And by the way, don't you want your company to be better? Don't you want to have nicer things? Don't you want everybody to have nicer cars, nicer suits, nicer things around you? Well, that's just something that me and my brother made an agreement on when we 3 or 4 years ago when we really started to work on ourselves and learn to build our team. And, you know, when we were in the dealership, we said, look, man, we got to figure out a way to build our team. You're only as strong as your weakest player. You're only as strong as the team that you have around you. You're as a top guy, how freaking sucky is it? How lonely is it if nobody likes you, or you're not giving back to the person next to you, or you're not helping the Jacob Hagerman, you're not helping one of the new guys that come in? Why? Like that's not the leadership qualities. And that's one of the reasons why I came to work for Andy, was because I saw a different level of leadership and a different level of commitment. There's a shortage of commitment in the world to just greatness. And when I saw Andy, even in like a little 40-person seminar, 50-person seminar, given the passion and energy that he had, and then the skill and effort. But then when I went back to watch them and I saw Andy and we spent a weekend with them and I saw their leadership with their family, it kind of goes back to the fitness and family and their commitments to all the levels of life. I was like, shit, man, I'm going to chase this guy. I'm going to see if I can go steal some of what he's got and become a better person. And that's just what they help us do.
Have you ever seen like a lot of people have like the golden handcuff syndrome you see as an employees, where they get paid a lot of money and then they're stuck and they're almost in bondage? I see it as both ways. I think a lot of business owners have the golden handcuffs and they're basically handcuffed by those top producers in their company, but they're also a cancer and they're afraid to let them go. And it's not really allowing them to grow because they're controlled. They're like, hey, this guy makes all the money. He has all the freedom, even though he's infectious to the rest of the team. And they don't do that. So that's one of the things that we watch for as business owners. Hey, is this person, first of all, we're not going to be the golden handcuffs people. We lived that way for a lot of time in our life when we were employees. We refuse to be in that situation ever again. So going back to the heart, that's what we look for, not the golden handcuffs.
Yeah, and what's cool, Brad, and I'll say this, you see this second guy right here, Danny Klein? See this guy right here?
What's up, guys?
So check this out. This is cool, but he's 23 years old, okay? And literally, we started training him 2 years ago. Guy calls us. He just starts at a dealership, right? He's delivering Chinese food, making $2,000 a month. Remember, Jackie's talking about people get tied in to the top producers. Well, he was the last producer in his store.
I was like a six car.
He was a six-car hand.
Yeah.
He reaches out. We train him. Train your people. We train him. Makes 25, 30 grand a month. Starts slaughtering it. His dad dies. We love him. He's in our training program. He doesn't work for us. Okay? Sean Pollard says he's always, Sean's eyes always looking. He's an underdog. He's a wrestler.
In contact.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. He's a warrior. He's a killer. But guess what? He had the heart. Sean said, hey, this kid's got heart. We need him. Wasn't about his skill. Wasn't about nothing. He had the heart. We reached out to him. Guess what? Now he's been in our business for 1 year now. Got a brand new Corvette, making a shit ton of money, killing it. Heart of a lion. Works in silence. Takes unbelievable care of his people. Works all day long. He's 23 years old. He sits here and he coaches these guys every day, and he gets coached every day. And guess what? Ask him, Brad, ask him if I gave you $1 million more a month, would he come work for you? Just ask him. Anything. Tell him you'll give him his Ferrari.
Yeah, I tell you to go fuck off. I mean, dude,
Brad,
I do it for the purpose. I do it for.
No, he would be an idiot. But you know what? He'd be an idiot for his own team and his own company. And that's what I think
that's valiant and everything, but it is still stupid. Like,
watch
if I tell
this.
you I'll give you $1 million a month, you fucking quit.
And
he shouldn't tell you to.
He'll make
what if
$1 million.
Tell you to. You should say, get the fuck out of here.
What if you were making $1 million a month?
But principally, you're right. You should get a team that's unrecruitable.
Yes, but listen, answer. What was your answer to that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if you were making $1 million a month, but you weren't happy? Would it still be worth $1 million?
What makes you think you wouldn't be happy here?
Not here.
That's what he said. If I fucking stole you.
Anywhere.
No, because
But I get your damn point.
Hey, here's my point. Build an unrecruitable sales team.
Yeah, but dude, I told you this the other day, dude. It's fucking not as easy as you make it seem. If you can teach someone to do it, dude, that's the value, because there's people that want this.
We've done it.
They
everywhere.
don't know. They just don't know how to get it. They've tried to do it. They try to come in all pumped up, but they're missing something inside where, like, they don't stay pumped up. And these motherfuckers can see if you didn't stay pumped up, if you were full of shit. Like, you're running up the fucking mountain with them. So it takes a unique individual leader, or it takes commitment to be one.
Yes.
It takes commitment to be one, because again, some people, and I might include myself in this description. Some people are like, you ever heard the old bull and the young bull? Yeah, I'm like the old bull. Yeah, you heard of the old bull, young bull? You guys heard about that yet?
Why don't you tell us?
Young bull's on the mountain top, looking down and sees all the cow down there. Looks at the old bull and he says, "Dude, let's run down there and fuck them. Fuck one." And the old bull says, "No, let's walk down and fuck them all."
Hey, but you know what, Brad? You know, one of the things that I know about you is this:
I like that story.
you're a warrior.
That's your story.
You're
Yes,
you're,
but there's a different phase. Like you, dude. If I had a team and I wanted them to be fucking fired up and led, I'd fucking try to get you to do it. Why? Well, because you're willing, and that's the point I'm trying to make to people listening. You can't just want it. You got to fucking be willing to do it.
sacrifice.
Because I know you can teach someone to do it, but if they don't do what you're saying for whatever reason, they're not going to get the results. They're only going to get this type of result when they're fucking actually doing it themselves and they
Yeah.
believe it all the way.
Yes, listen, and I'll do this for you.
And by the way, it's not that like it would be bad to kind of get a team like this. Like a fucking 20% of this will fucking make you a shit ton of money. But if you really want this, you got to freaking commit yourself as the leader to like get rid of the people that aren't, you know, hey, you think it's dumb throwing people? Yeah, we don't need you. You know, hey, you think this? Okay, go away. Most people won't do that, dude.
Well-
They got to fucking have commitment.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. If somebody's watching this right now and they've made it this far in the podcast, they're the 1%er. That's it. Okay, they've made it this far. If there is someone watching this and they want to speak to me personally and they want to create a team, okay, I have 40 warriors. Our goal is, guys, what do we want? A couple hundred? Okay, this guy loves to run in a pack. He loves to run in a pack. He loves to run in a pack. You know what? If you want the biggest sales army in the world, or you just want 5 killers or SEAL Team 6, you want 6 of them. I don't care. Whatever you want, okay? I would tell you that does start with you, but it starts with taking action. If you want to reach out, shoot me a text at 918-210-0254. I'll help you. I'll get on the phone with you. Number 2, we have all the training on your platform, Brad, that's sick, okay? They can text too as well and get their team on the training. Lastly, I'll tell you this, that event June 4th, test me. Test me. I'm going to push you, Brad, that day. Test us. Listen, my coaches, we're going to push you that day.
Well, again, I wish you would define that prior to that day.
Don't worry
I
about
don't
it,
even know what
guys.
that means.
Do we got to
Listen,
put out a syllabus?
Just make sure you're
I
there.
know, but I don't even know
okay?
what that
You live right around the
means.
neighborhood,
Push me.
okay?
What does
Listen,
that mean? What does it mean? Push me.
it doesn't matter.
Leave
Just
it up to mystery.
show up, and
Show
you're going
up
to
and
see
be
a
happy.
very special day with this amazing man and myself and my team, along with our other guys that are back home that are waiting. We couldn't bring the whole team. I said, hey, can I bring everybody on? You know, and Brad's like, no, bring a couple. Well, I brought 7 or 8 and myself, 9, whatever. I can't really count. But the idea of it is that we had to leave most of them behind. They were just as excited. They're just as fired up. They're ready to go to war, and you're going to meet all of them. But the biggest deal is that we're going to teach that day, okay? I am going to show you some secrets on June 4th. I'll give a couple peek. I have some things that have made me more money than I know what to do with, and they don't cost me any money. They're free, Brad. Brad, you know I built my company organically. Right now, if somebody's watching this and they want to go to their phone and type in Google car sales training, they're going to see me right now. I paid for none of that. Okay? We're going to teach them that day when they come. If they want reach, they want everybody to know who they are, what they do, how great they are at what they do, and where they're at. How do I find you? Come to the event. I'm going to show you how to organically, with zero money, be everywhere in the world for your niche. And I'm going to teach it that day. Also, I'm going to teach how to build a team. Then I'm going to teach how to close. Whoever comes in there, if you sell a product, you're going to leave the best in the world. You will have the unfair advantage. You'll be so great at what you do before you leave that you'll make your competition look like amateurs. It'll be amateur hour in the rest of the world, except for in your company. That's a promise. Test me. I'm going to ruin the value of money for these people. Whatever they spend, I'm ruining it. I'm sorry for the future events. I'll apologize in advance.
I'm still trying to figure out what does it mean by pushing me.
Don't worry about that, Brad.
Focus on that word, Brad.
Yeah, because you guys know I left my house at 16 because my dad wanted me to mow the lawn.
Mhm.
He was trying to push me into it. I'm like, fuck this.
Brad, he is the king of all sayings, but he's ultimately the hardest worker. You know why? Because he wouldn't be where he was at without the hard work. I know your stories. I know the rejection you went through, and you're really good at saying these cute sayings now and stuff, which is amazing. But you're the grinder of all grinders.
Yeah?
You are.
Not really.
Yes, you are.
I disagree.
I know how much rejection you got. You've forgotten. Hey, 1,000 cigars back, okay?
Brad, we're gonna come back here and you're gonna have 1,000 of us in here and you're gonna be going crazy.
When you weren't making the dough, I'm going to tell you, I know your grind. I know good buddies of yours. I've sat down and I've had them tell stories about you, about how you stayed crazy about the mission, even when you weren't making money. How many people burned you? People that promised you, oh, Brad, your great idea, we're going to do that, and then stole it or ripped it off or didn't do anything with you and just wanted to know your ideas. You stayed crazy. And that craziness, those stories created belief in us. And anybody watching this, you need to know that he is the real Brad Lee. And by the way, he's just a person, okay? But he's a crazy-ass person, and you can build a crazy-ass name for yourself as well. And everybody in the world.
Boom! That was a ball.
That is a true statement. They can.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can. And guess what? Just stay close to the people that are staying crazy and that don't give up. And so when Brad says he wants to get on a big cigar boat and float away, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of that. He'd be on the cigar boat, and then he'd get out there,
Did
and
I
he'd be
say
like,
cigar boat?
this sucks.
You must have.
He'd be like, dude, I want to go back
Mhm.
because he's addicted to the grind. But you know what? Here's what I'll tell you is that I'm grateful that we met you and everything that you've taught us and the way you show the whole world how you do business. Our company operates at an extremely high frequency. You know how we created it? By watching you. And then we said, you know what? Let's go do something that the world's never seen. Let's do it 10 million times bigger. Can we? Yep. So the underdogs went to work, recreated, gave it everything they had, and we stay crazy. We do run like this all day long, and it doesn't get exhausting. You know what gets exhausting? Losing, settling, mediocrity. Dude, listen to me. If right now you don't have real haters that hate what you're doing, you're not doing anything right. The crazy thing about us is that we really don't have a lot of haters.
Got a lot of
We
fans, a lot
honestly
of people
love
love us.
everybody. If you ever have gotten around us, dude, we're freaking loving. You know, every time we're around, we kiss you, we love you, we hug you. This is the way we roll.
Look at that smile.
There it
Hey,
is.
we got that
There it is.
smile. Hey, but one
Hey,
of the
because
cool
there's a
things-
difference between caring and truly care. We truly care about what we do, and we truly care about seeing people win because we were just them at
Yeah,
one
we
time.
want to out-care our competition.
And we do.
Out-care.
That's you can't
That's a
beat us,
skill.
and you
Out-care.
can't. You said that people are like trying to duplicate. You know, I got that, but you can't duplicate the authenticity, the energy, the belief, the courage. You know, like you can go try, but it will never come off the way that this is. You know, so it's just unreal.
Yeah, and I'll say one
To
last thing.
most.
If you're going to just do it for money, you're going to get your ass kicked.
That's it. And
Okay?
most will quit right away.
Okay. You believe. You believe, okay? These guys believe. I believe. And we're all going to die chasing what we want. We're all going to die. Yeah, and by the way, anybody watching this, they can do the same thing. As a matter of fact, we want them to join us. Anybody watching this, the Elliott Group is your family. Whether we ever meet you or not, you're one of us. Bradley, you're one of us. Yeah, we want to meet you, but you're one of us, and we're one of you. And although we're in different places and we live different places, we gather and we get together in a close location like this event, right? At the end of April, like this event, June 4th. You get around people that you need to be around to remind you who you're supposed to be. So you can go back home, bring that shit back home, and go kick ass. And that's why we can never quit putting on these events. As cool as it is with digital, why I made that book in my hand, Brad, is because sometimes people got to get off the screen for just a second. Look down, pick up a damn ink pen, and underline a couple sayings. Write it down on a spiral notebook and go back to how we first started. And that's the reason why I wrote the book. I don't want New York Times shit and all that stuff. I want people to learn, okay? So that when we're gone and they bury us in the dirt, guess what? We left a freaking footprint. And that's what all these guys are after.
Right.
Footprint. Fucking legends being made.
Hey.
That's it.
Hey. If I,
Brad,
Brad.
boom,
if I had my, yeah.
boom again, baby.
Well, appreciate you guys swinging all the way up from Scottsdale, Arizona. That's a fucking feat in and of itself. See, most people just show up with one person. You roll with the freaking committee.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
Elliott Group.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
24/7.
no, it's 'cause
Andy said we weren't leaving. He
it's
said we could stay
unreal,
here
and I
tonight.
disagree. I think it's real. See, that's the difference.
We're not
It's
leaving.
Real.
We're not fucking leaving.
It's real. You guys should be fucking very proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you. If anybody's like influenced by me and they ask, hey, who's a good training company? Whether you're in the car business or not, I'd be saying call the Elliott Group because these guys are the real deal. Come on, man.
Come on, baby.
Hey, go get your book. Hit him up on the text messages.
Yep.
What else?
918-210-0254.
Oh, yeah,
Text it.
Yeah, text that. But also follow all these cats. We'll tag them in the video.
Yeah, guys.
Follow these guys.
But by
These
the
guys
way,
are dropping this kind of shit every day on their social
All
media
day
for
long,
free.
24/7,
hey, but
365
age
committed.
doesn't matter. And by the way, time and experience don't mean shit. I want to just say that at the end, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
You guys, I want to say something too, because we have a lot of people reaching out. Like, where'd you come from? What was your story? How'd you start? And if you're on rock bottom and you're raising your hand, that's the best place to be because you're the easiest to recreate because you're aware you got problems and you want to change. And that was me 2.5 years ago before I met Andy. So reach out to us, okay? We're not just running at a high level, all of us, and we got it all figured out. 2.5 years ago, I was a mess. So reach out to us, and this man will change your life, and we'll honor you and we'll support you for life, man. This is what this is about. Jacqueline is ruthless businesswoman, relentless, caring. And one of the things she told me, if you're going to work in my company, you quit freaking lying to me. You don't have to impress me. I need you to go to war for our people. Stop your lying, your bad habits. And then we started from there. So it's been a powerful movement.
Hey, and that's it. And I know we're finishing here. Boom. Hey, Sean, good job. Hey, you're a good thing they didn't have the buttons for all your stuff because they'd be going crazy. But I do want to say this is that, look, that is true. If anybody's watching this and you are dead Ian on zero and you're on rock bottom, I said in the beginning, our company goes back to zero every day. We have no entitlement. We have no ego. We have no pride. Pride comes before the fall. Okay. We have none of that. Okay. We're humble, but we are straight killers. We are going to win, and losing is not an option. And if we fail, we learn and we attack again the next day and we recorrect. But I'll say this, if somebody's watching this and they're nobody, when I was nobody and I saw people making it, I couldn't reach out to those people because they wouldn't have nothing to do with me. If you're dead Ian on broke and you ain't got nothing, we're your family. Straight up. You're on E. You're dangerous. You need to reach out. You're the next Bradley. You're the next Andy Elliott. You're the next Elliott Group. You're the next Tony Robbins. You're the next Ed Milet. You're the next Andy Frisella. You're the next guy. Just believe it and don't quit and chase that shit till you die. Get as close as you can to people that will share things with you to recreate yourself, alter your identity. And then guess what? Work hard, don't quit, and just build a team. Shit.
Boom!
We love you guys.
Boom!
Hey, by the way, next time, Brad, we'll bring the whole team.
I'm gonna need to rent an arena.
We'll rent an
We're gonna
arena.
push
I
you
got
even harder.
one. It's done. We'll do it
Folks,
at our end.
As always, keep it real.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.